Okay, I want to talk about Haley. I'm going to share a couple numbers. I know I was shocked when I found out too, but you know, I share numbers about my kids a little bit, but here we go, Haley. March 12th, 1990, right? 10,649 days she has been with us, my little girl. 10,000. You got to remember that number. It's going to come in later.
There's a time in everyone's life when they meet their one true love. I was there when Clayton first met Haley. It was at a practice for a co-ed softball team. Our plan was to go home afterwards. Clayton looked at me at one point and was like, dude, if this girl goes, we're going too. We're going out. Like, we're going out if she goes out. We went out. I was the wingman. Shortly after that, I think there was no doubts that she was the one for him. I mean, who can put up with all the hunting he does? Clayton, it's been an honor to serve as your best man. You're very fortunate to have met such a wonderful woman. She's beyond a perfect match for you.
I'm not turning around now. Oh. Woo. You're beautiful. Hi, baby.
Here we go.
I got Kleenexes.
Yeah. You still got the makeup.
Well, I got them from Grandma. They have little chickens on them. You need one.
Clayton truly loves, appreciates, and respects Haley for exactly who she is. And she feels the same way in return. They share an unconditional love, and it's beautiful. Together, they've already built a beautiful home, overcome hardships, welcomed 3, almost 4 nephews, traveled, camped, and so much more.
We're going to talk about Clayton for a couple minutes, okay? Because if I got to look at deer antlers on the table, I'm talking about Clayton. Now, this is where the numbers come in now. You got to pay attention to that first number, 10,649 days, okay? Because Haley tells me that she met Clayton like on the softball field, August 16th, 2012, right? Okay, 2,466 days ago. Or 24% of Haley's life. Took a little while, didn't it?
Haley and Clayton, today marks the beginning of a new adventure together, this time as husband and wife. You're going to have new challenges presented to you, new obstacles to overcome, new joys to embrace, and a new date to celebrate your love. Clayton, I pray for your safety you never forget May 18th. Don't forget it.
After Haley and Clayton asked me to be their officiant and I accepted, I did the natural thing. I went home and I Googled how to write a wedding officiant script. During my research, I kept reading about the definition of marriage and how it's an important element of the wedding ceremony. So naturally, I started to Google the definition of marriage, and I kept seeing all these serious and somewhat daunting words. For example, sacrifice, compromise, challenging, permanent. And I started to think, who would ever want to do this? But then, when I took a moment to think about it, I realized Haley and Clayton already have a winning recipe. Haley and Clayton, the vows that you're about to make are a way to share your love and commitment to each other. These vows are your way of openly declaring your promise to one another in the presence of all who are here today. Haley and Clayton, Do you promise to laugh with each other in good times and comfort each other in bad? Do you promise to love each other not only through the pressures of the present, but also through the uncertainties of the future? Do you promise to always be loving and civil, even when the Chargers are hosting the Raiders? Do you promise not to keep score, even if you think you're totally winning? Do you promise to love each other unconditionally through all your adventures in life together? Do you promise to always be by each other's side, to always sleep in each other's arms, and to always be faithful to one another? Do you promise to always trust each other, respect each other, and protect each other? And by the power vested in me by as a Deputy Commissioner of Civil Marriages for the County of Calaveras, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Clayton, you may kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and privilege to be the first to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Clayton Strauss.
What's the key to successful marriage? Everyone asks on your wedding day, right? Clayton remaining patient, of course. But no, it's the two of you staying on the same team through it all, forever respecting each other, continually finding adventures together, and never forgetting that you chose this person above all other to love for all eternity.
So, I want to close out here in a second, but Clayton, you need to look at me right now, okay? Because I'm going to tell you something that's going to happen from this day forward. And you're going to listen real close. Starting today, you are financially responsible for Haley.
There is no one definition of marriage. Every marriage is entirely unique. Your marriage is entirely unique to you two. The way you choose to treat each other, the decisions that you make together about your future, and the way you choose to raise your children are all entirely in your hands. But all that being said, I've only been married a year, so what the hell do I know?